Army has always been one of the answers into Lucian Army as well, especially Aphelios Lulu has been played even when Lucian Army was still the #1 bot lane. So that's already pretty good. Then you also have Palette, a very good Enchanter player, a very good Lulu player, you leave it open. Instead, you ban Nautilus. Why? That's just so weird to me. You have Lucian, oh, and it's a first strike Lucian too. It's first strike Lucian with an Ornn in top lane and an Ahri in mid lane. What is this composition? I hate it so much.
Oh no. You see what you're doing, Team Wales? You're hurting our casters. It's tragic.
Oh my god. I mean, okay.
Anyway, there is still a Lucian Nami. That is still a strong combination.
Yep.
They could potentially get Killer Queen down there and maybe just try and snowball ahead.
So the thing with Lucian Army is they are actually not that big of a lane dominant force anymore. When they're picked, it's mostly about mid game. Even late game can be strong. Lucian actually, the thing with Lucian is he's gated by range. He's not actually gated by his damage. If he gets to damage, he actually has an insanely high damage output. Double auto attacks, crit scaling, everything in this kit. The problem is he almost never gets to actually auto-attack, so that's what he's gated by. If you can buy space for him, if you can set him up to carry, that's potentially what you can do in the late game too. The problem is that he already doubled down on this kind of, well, I'm just here for the lane and just trying to go for bursts with the first strike too. Because usually if you want to carry, of course you go PTA. It's a really good rune on Lucian. So I'm not entirely sure what the whole composition is trying to accomplish, as Killer Queen once again faced with this very pesky Poppy in his jungle every single game today. He held the aggro.
Yeah, no smite on either of them. There's the chicken resetting.
Ooh, DNK is getting dangerously low.
Done. He still backs himself to win the fight if it comes. He can see Killer Queen. Dia 1 has first roam. I think Killer Queen has to abandon this entire quadrant.
Yeah, this all comes down to if Poppy can actually stun him into the wall, as she did in the first interaction, because she wins if she does that.
This is a disaster.
Yeah, I think she loses if she doesn't, but that's really nice from Dia1 to help him out there. Now DNK, once again, we have 3 games in a row now where the Poppy just insta-invades the Wukong and just tries to, yeah, suck his time out of his jungle clear. She's losing a lot of time too, but once again, I'm going to stress, it's not too important for her. She just wants to wait and wants to actually keep Killer Queen accountable on this Wukong champion and slow him down in this jungle clear. Accomplished 3 games in a row. Really nicely done from DNK. They've clearly practiced this strategy. This Killer Queen has now arrived in top lane, kind of skipping on his own camps, not even taking the scuttle crab, not counter-invading. So he's just super behind the curve, as DNK can do whatever he wants.
I mean, I think it was just an opportunity where he wanted to look for a gank, because Enpa actually had to burn his flash. So it looks like I didn't see exactly what happened, of course. But Nagia did get on top of him. DNK looking for a potential dive in the bottom side. But in the end, not enough minions there, not enough pressure. So Ariete will be able to stabilize and farm it out.
Yeah, now... Oh, never mind. No time for that.
Queen into the mid lane. Oh, that was nearly a huge brain charm. But in the end, it's just Glory burning his flash and not really getting anything.
And imagine how this bot lane could have gone if you had a double ranged against melee advantage. Like against the Nautilus, for example. Really good champion into Nami XD. It's now Nami. Speaking of her, she might be in trouble.
In some trouble. Good bubble to hold the Aphelios back, but it does not matter. First blood goes over to DNK.
Celebrity is fuming. Celebrity just gets bubbled and can't get the last hit. They were so nicely set up to funnel this last hit into Celebrity. It's his 11th game on Aphelios. He is the Aphelios connoisseur here in this league. But not able to take the last hit, of course, still walking away with a huge advantage. And why did CBL stay under tower? Supports, if you're watching this, always back with your ADCs. There's literally nothing you are going to accomplish by staying in the lane alone. You delay playing together with your Lucian. You delay your own back timers for no reason whatsoever. You could be in the mid lane, helping your mid laner in the meantime. Instead, you just die for no reason. Why are you here, CBL? It makes no sense. This is actually something I see a lot in my games. I did not expect to see it in a VCS game today, but CBL on the Nami looking, well, quite literally lost under tower.
Yep, and that is a 1k gold lead now for SE in the early game. They do move over to Dia1, but the claw had not timed out. So Dia1 just, once again, just uses E. He's gone.
And let's talk a little bit about Dia1, and especially in this series. Now it's showing us the Lissandra again. She has fallen out of favor in across most of the world, but she really fits exactly what Dia1 wants to do. Do you know what his best champions are, the split? It's mostly...
Gragas?
Well, maybe his best. I'm not sure about best, but he definitely played a lot of Gragas.
Hang on a minute. There's a solo kill attempt here as Enpa still has the second half of that perfect execution, uses it as an escape. Nagia able to stand up much better on the Ornn.
Yeah, Ornn giving him enough safety, being the disgusting early laning champion he is, to just, well, ignore Kali for the most part. He even attempted a solo kill, but I don't think Nenka is getting solo kills on this Akali. He has been looking so good on this champion. I really want to see Hasmid against Enper, Akali, and Gwen, and yeah, also the Lilia shenanigans again, because that was so fun yesterday when Hasmid brought out of nowhere, came in with Nagia's counterpick and Lilia and completely smurfed the game. But yeah, Enper knows how to play those AP champions over there. Can he add the Lilia for the playoffs? If they win today, playoffs is almost secured, so he has enough time to maybe add yet another top laner to his arsenal for more solo kills and more teamfight performances.
It's very possible as... Ooh, Ariadne moving forward. Killer Queen here, but not close enough. Into the mid lane we go as Glory having to cleanse, trying to Spirit Rush away, will survive. That was his last Spirit Rush. That was really risky, Glory.
Glory is so
Killer Queen could go for the one shot. Goes in. There's a heal, though, from the spellbook that denies the kill. Killer Queen now in a little bit of trouble, but DNK is not going to commit.
Dia1, so many good reactions there. Barely not getting the kill on Glory because Cleanse is still has the after effect almost everyone forgets about. You get a huge tenacity boost for a few seconds after. So even though Glory cleanses the initial CC and they have another instance of CC, which is Dia1 just point and clicking on his head, that's only there for half a second or even less because 60% I believe it is. After you use Cleanse for a few seconds or a second or two, you have 60% tenacity. So Glory actually able to get away with that Cleanse alone. Flash was down too, so now his Flash is up again. The constant pressure on Glory must feel bad for Team Wales' side. But, I mean, SBTC is kind of winning using this strategy. So even though they're not getting a lot of kills, they keep Glory pinned into the lane. That's all they really need to accomplish.
Ariadne has Flash, but he's not going to go for it.
Yeah, there's heal on Celebrity Flash as well. It could really backfire if you go too deep.
Definitely could. But now we are faced with a situation where an Aphelios has got 3 tower plates and a 10 CS lead.
Yeah, what a surprise. Support matchup matters, by the way.
Yep.
Lulu into Nami is kind of good. Yeah, I'm still tilted by this pick. That pick and ban phase was just the typical VCS support meta, where we just don't understand what enchanters are and how they play and what their actual matchups are. We must ban Nautilus under all circumstances, must get rid of Nautilus for reasons. But looking at this game right now at 9 minutes, neither team has really made a move for any huge objective plays, but secretly, SBTC actually picked up their Drifthold, using their support roam into the top side. This is how it happened in bot lane.
Just ult trade. Celebrity tried to go aggressive, Ariadne fended him off well.
Yeah, I think Celebrity could have tried to kill him there if he flashes on top of him with all the white gun stacks. Might be able to get 1 or 2 more hits in, but right, he had Flash as well, so it's not really worth it. Flash is more valuable too on Aphelios, and you're probably looking at the late game very confidently into this first strike Lucian, so I like this choice from a Celebrity, playing it safe, keeping your summoners, and just leveraging the advantage in lane and all the extra gold you've already picked up. And remember, DNK has the Herald, so that should be first tower if he doesn't int again. Please just come from the lane, please. Stop with this weird tower spawning Rifthold fetus you have. Yeah, thank you.
That one should be fine, and I hate how you just pronounce that word, but it doesn't matter. DNK knocking Glory away. No reinforcement will come in. The tower will go down. Arietti tagged with the Gravitum. I don't think they're going to be able to seize on it. It is just going to be the tower goal given over.
And this game reminds me a lot of Game 1 on this series, where Team Wales went for a little bit of a weird early game focus, mid game focus composition, and nothing happened in the early game. It was actually SBTC looking confident, looking comfortable, and getting all the early objectives. Kind of the same is happening here. I would argue the composition for SBTC is even easier to play than their Game 1 composition, and they have Enper on a playmaker, which I think might be the key component, because they started with the Enper on. Now the on is on the other side, and I think Enper might be the X factor that brings them over the line. But more importantly, it's Celebrity and Palette in such a huge carry position now. So SBTC really all their trumps on their in their hands, because Team Wales is just trailing behind and falling further and further behind.
Yeah, and again, something we've been talking about is the fact, Lucian doesn't have to be ahead in lane. He just has to actually leverage his power in the mid game, but it doesn't really feel like Team Wales is in any position to actually do that.
Yeah, you can say that again for sure. This Lucian is just... He's even weaker than the Lucians we've seen, because he's not even there to provide this mid-game not hyper carry, but carry threat, because he's very much focused on just trying to get some poke in with this rune setup. First Strike Lucian, I think, mostly wants to just poke and then use the gold to accelerate to faster gold item timings, but he's not getting any of that, as we have another clash.
Okay. Slamming Killer Queen into the wall, but the Cyclone will come out. Wave as well in a choke point. Tier 1 flashing forward. 3-man W changing the fight.
Ooh.
That Wild Growth as well. A lovely charm onto Palette, but no, they don't actually get the kill.
Celebrity?
There's a knockaway as well. Celebrity's aggressive. Doesn't quite finish out the kill, and that's actually a disaster, because now Team Wales is able to turn it around. They picked up 2. Can they get forward onto Palette? No, not quite. So it will just be the 2-for-1. But that could have gone so different. Dia 1 has the claw. Team Wales fight back.
Do we have confirmation that this is Celebrity playing and not Vin Boys? What has happened to him overnight? What is he doing? That's his 11th game on Fefelius of the Split, and he looks like he has never played the champ before. What the... And even Palette had to almost suffer from just really good defensive play here. Very nice positioning as well, just keeping himself hidden, but still trying to help his carries. And then they just flash away from him, so he actually gets hit by the charm. I want to praise Dia because he made it here in time, but honestly, in the end, it's just Celebrity with missing everything, flashing, and still getting knocked up. And yeah, this is On. That's what On can do.
Yeah, really not good enough there from Celebrity. Someone, I think I said it in game 1.
Yep.
He has been having an incredible split, but today has been very average out of him.
Definitely, and I thought it was mostly just Zeri being not really on his comfort list of champions anymore, because I mean, he's an old player, the oldest player in the league with Levi, I believe, and he has been here for a while, so you expect him to have a little bit of a slower learning curve maybe, and maybe it's just Zeri, but it seems like he's in a little bit of a slump, because that was just overzealous and for no reason either. He could have just played it safe, disengaged with his Lulu, used the R1 to bounce off that position, and just waited for a little bit more to happen. Instead, he tried to be the hero, and he became a very tragic hero.
Yeah, he's looking like 2021 hero, as Glory, once again, under threat, but just walks away.
Another game is in a little bit more of an even state, still an advantage for SBTC and still the favorites in team fights, but now they looked really bad on the on side, but we don't really know what Nagia can do on the on, and you always have to consider those on items coming in, even though... Oh, there he is.
Looking for something. There's been an on horn as well. Palette is caught out. He'll be going down momentarily. Do they find anything more? No, just a nice pick.
Okay, don't overextend into the tower, but that's another good kill. Fortunately, actually, going over to right, who was able to snipe it with W. A little bit of gold funneled into the ADC, that's exactly where they wanted. Year 1, do you really want to fight this? SBTC, don't throw away the whole series!
They need to be very careful. They do have all their ultimates, except for Paulette and DNK. They've got 3, is what I should say.
They've finally accepted defeat. Or have they?
DNK knocked up, was trying to Hex Flash in Nagia's face. Steadfast Presence is able to get its value. Enper taking a lot of that culling. They find him with the breath. Cyclone used, but Dia 1 repels it perfectly. There's Celebrity's ultimate across the team, doing a lot of damage. Dia 1 gets the kill, as SE do manage to fight back and find a kill.
And Dia 1 does not want to lose this series. He wants to finally win against a good team again. He is having such an amazing game on this Lissandra. Not often do we say Lissandra is carrying a game, but he's just, every step he's making, every move on the map is correct. Helping his team out, helping his jungler in the early game. From minute 1 to now, Dia 1 is the one holding it together for SBTC, and they get another dragon. This time, it's on their cards. They might be the ones pushing for the Dragon Soul. That can't be true. Thank you, VUTV. Yep. Can't be another Cloud Soul, Cloud Soul after Cloud Drake just died. That's very unlikely. So, Ocean Soul coming in, which... with Lulu, it's a little bit better than I usually like to think about this Ocean Soul. They also have a tank, so yeah, not the worst. It's alright. I still feel like Ocean Soul, in general, is the weakest of souls, but it certainly can give you that extra HP to work with in team fights to maybe overcome Rarity's burst.
Your way, I haven't read patch notes in 2 years, and I've been assured that Cloud Drake is the worst.
Yeah, sure. Movement speed bad. Not like when runes were back in the game, everyone went for 4.5% movement speed, and one dragon gives you more than that.
It's not like Zeri is the most broken champion in the game because of it either.
No, Cloud Drake good.
Yeah. Cloud Drake good. I agree. We're Cloud Drake defenders here, but your way. It is now 1,000 gold between these teams. Pretty meaningless, to be completely honest. 1,000 gold is really not very much. 2 items completed for Ariete compared to just components for Celebrity. This game is looking closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, and now it's time for On Watch. Park that thing in the side lane and don't let it out of there before it hits level 14. I do not want to see an On level 12 grouping with the team. You just gave up the dragon. There's no need for you to group right now. There's absolutely no objective on the map you ever want to be grouped. No On. That is not the correct way you're going. On. Go back to bot lane. On. Abandon.
No, he's got a fight. In comes the horn, goes across, does actually get the knock up right at the tip. So it will be a kill onto DNK. Cyclone now moving through the team. But Dia 1 fended off, manages to move away. Enper isn't under too much threat as Rift Herald is summoned up. Ariete wants this one. Doesn't quite get it. The Severum ultimate will get Celebrity back up. He now pays for it with his life. So does TBL. Enper is absolutely popping off. Gets the shurikens across 3. Will finally pay for it with his life. But my word,
Enper, okay, punishing Ariete for his sins. That's what we love to see on Enper. Who needs CC when you can just have a fat Akali bursting the backline down every single time? And Nagia, get your ass into the bot lane and get some experience. Why are you here? Also, DNK just gave him the way out on the on-int and walking into his team just by, well, giving him a free knock-up for no reason. But even then, even if you get this victory, and even if the fight stops here, which it doesn't, because Ariete loses his mind, why? I don't really understand what he tried to do there.
Actual psychopath.
Yeah. Nagia actually really tried to save his ADC there, tried to predict Enper's movement with the preemptive E into the wall, which ended up being just on slamming his head into the wall, which, well, okay, fair enough.
I mean, by the sounds of it, Nagia not being in the bottom lane is causing you to pop that same ability.
Yes, it's true. He's 2-0-3. He's actually pretty strong, but he's only level 12. Just stay there, get to level 14. You can fight all to your heart's content once you hit level 14, level 15. But please don't fight before level 14 on. It's so infuriating. I see it every single game in this league when On is picked.
Perhaps you should explain why.
Yeah, items get unlocked, the upgraded items, and not only that, it used to be a huge power spike for On himself on level 13. It's still a power spike, but not quite as big. The thing is, On now scales of how many items he gives out. So every single item till level 17 actually makes him stronger, while also making the rest of his team stronger. So you really just get double value from every single level. Stay in the side lane. Give your team, tell your team to wait for you. There's no objective on the map. Just wait for 2 minutes, for 3 minutes, and then suddenly On is double the power that he was before.
Ooh, tier 1 a little bit caught out, but of course it's a Lysandra, so they're not actually going to hard engage onto it. It would have been fruitless endeavor. So we go back to a bit of farming simulator, and Nagia's here.
Yeah, at least he's 30 now, so one On item bestowed to himself, because he's a very selfish god thingy. But the dragon is spawning, so SBTC would like to fight this one. I'm not sure about Celebrity's items. There we go. That's 2 items done. He doesn't really have the damage to get through the On quickly. But Enper does have the damage to kill Ariety very quickly, and that's more important. So if you can just ignore the On for long enough and kill Ariety, you should still be able to win this team fight.
Yeah, it's going to be really down to who can act first if Enper can find his way onto the back line. This is an important dragon. As
that dragon is
Team Wales have priority at the moment. DNK misses the knockaway. Won't Hex Flash over the wall either, but as you said, this dragon really takes some time to go down.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's actually really bad. DNK can reposition now, and it's a 50-50.
Oh!
There's the steadfast presence.
Nagia, no!
Nagia, that's an absolute clanger. Ariety trying to make something happen. DNK going low, will fall down.
Where's
Enper?
Enper?
They trade it back. On to Killer Queen. Enper's the one we need to watch.
That's a charm.
Swinging in the front line. There's a lovely charm onto Celebrity. They have to get through that last little bit of health. There it is. The shutdown comes in. Nagia picking that one up. Team Wales, they don't have much of a health bar. They need to be careful around Enper. He flashes, he dashes, he's trying to make it happen, but he's knocked up, taken down. Team Wales grit their teeth, clench their cheeks, and get through the fight.
And I should just stop talking because it's working apparently. Nagia even steps into the steadfast presence trying to reactivate his ultimate. That counts as a dash. Maybe he wasn't aware of that. Gets stopped, doesn't get the ultimate to redirect, but Celebrity just not able to stand up and actually kill the On. Right now, he's not strong enough to just be the backline threat they need. Keep your eyes on Celebrity, but first, take a look at Nagia. They waste so much on this On. They try to lock him down and maybe kill him quickly, but there's no damage. He's only lost 1k HP right now, soaking multiple ultimates and an ignite. But now, look at this. DNK, smartly done. Actually, there wasn't much Nagia could have done differently, but Celebrity's almost full HP with a Lulu, with white stacks. This looks like a really good fight for Nephelius, but he gets hit by multiple CCs. I think it's first Lori's charm. Yeah, there he goes. Then he has to flash, and the Nagia hits another E, so double CC on Celebrity, and even Palad can't help him out of this situation. Celebrity needs to step up his positioning here, because his team's relying on him.
Yeah, and Enper does, he tries so hard at the end of this fight that he just gets hunted down. Unable to carry his team through that one. We are now back at even Stevens when it comes to the gold. The Dragon Snowball stopped for now. And Yulwei, this game 3 is suddenly delivering.
So Celebrity needs penetration. That's the next big hallmark. We need.
Yulwei. All right.
What the fuck?
Just saying. Oh man, as Killer Queen looking for a way in, doesn't quite find it.
Where's the On? Still over 13.
Pushing in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean,
go get some farm, please.
Please. Get some levels. Why are you here? To dive. Nice. Perfect.
There's a big knockaway. This is actually massive from DNK, separating the team so well. But Nagia blocks the Moonlight Vigil. CBL will be the one to go down. But that's going to be the only one to go down.
1 kill for Baron. I think 1 kill for Baron. If they get Nagia or Ariety, or anyone really, it's Baron for SBTC on the cards. They also get the mid-tower traded, so we just traded mid-towers for no reason whatsoever. But DR1 on the hunt.
Ooh, Nagia doesn't land the knock-up. Celebrity able to get some damage going, but goes all the way through his white gun, so they don't want to fight right now.
Okay, and in the end, we actually look at a game that's 8-7 in kills, 2-2 in turrets, 1-2 in dragons, and completely even in gold. So this is now the clean slate. Who is going to get the first advantage in the next few minutes? Because the first Baron, usually Baron doesn't actually do that much nowadays, especially the first one, but in this game it could really accelerate everything. If you get Baron into a few towers, that could be game. But let's take a look. That's the best Poppy ult I've seen all day. Beautifully done from DNK. The surprise Poppy ult is the deadliest indeed. But it only ends in 1 kill, miraculously. They don't have the chase potential to really lock them down.
Nagia kind of coming in clutch, really playing Secret Service there. Just took the bullet for his entire team.
Very nicely done. Also, this is an interaction we have to look out for now, because On can actually counter Poppy very easily in open team fights. You just have to place yourself in front of your team, wait for Poppy to channel the Poppy Copter, and then press W. You don't actually get knocked away. On is immune to CC if he presses that W in time, so you can get rid of one of the strongest tools in pro play right now, which is Poppy Ultimate. We finally have some On ults coming in. It's Typhoon for the side of Variety. 3 items done, and Killer Queen trying to get him Tier 1.
And they've pulled the trigger. They get the knock-up onto Celebrity again with the positioning mistakes. Lovely Wave will get 2 knock-ups as well. Nagia getting a 3rd. It's a bounce house on the Rift, and SE have thrown up the hot dogs they had at the birthday party. Double kill for Nagia, and Wales are running away.
Do it again! Let's group, let's A-roam, because the enemy team is completely unable to adjust to this kind of gameplay, it seems. Team Wales, well, they brute forced their way onto the Baron, they brute forced their way into a winning position after a horrible early game. Once again, at SBTC, we really have to question their team fighting, their communication as well. What is going on in this team of veterans? DNK, Dia1, Celebrity, Baron low.
Empire, this is your hero moment, but it just doesn't happen. That was just a
Slash
play.
Slash.
Hexflash is there.
Oh.
He could get in. He'll be in the pit, but no, not quite in time. He should pay for this with his life. He's actually pretty fast. He might just about get to the safety of his team. I don't think they want to chase into that, not with the flamethrower coming down. So DNK will live, but Baron is secured. And your way, as we watch, I'll come back to it after this replay. Let's break down how this happened.
Well, it's just Celebrity overstepping once again. Doesn't have his flash, does have heal, but it's not enough. And poor Palette has played such a good Lulu game so far. Just has to pay for the sins of his ADC, who once again overextends for no reason past the rune of his turret. Don't go past your turrets. He's going IE too. I really dislike this decision in this game. I think you should definitely buy some armor penetration here, because that's a 5-0 on the other side, sitting on 400 armor. You are not going to hurt him with an IE. The Lord Dominic's is much better here. But instead, it's going to be IE. And, well...
I mean, I think the Bloodthirster is the really shocking decision.
That's... To be fair, that's a very usual build here.
Yeah, but it should be a Last Whisper. It should be a Dominic's. I just think it has to be. You don't do damage.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Usually you try to go for this super high AD item combination of Bloodthirster plus Mythic plus IE, so you get to almost 300 AD and you deal a lot of damage with all the attack resets and stuff like that. But in this game, he might have had to adapt to earlier armor penetration. Yeah, you're right. And you don't actually need the lifesteal, especially with a Lulu in your back pocket. You don't really... Yeah, she should be your lifesteal. She should give you the heals and the HP with the ultimate. So yeah, the more I think about it, the more I agree with you. But I can put that down to just... That's the usual build. That's the build we always go. Third item is the real egregious issue.
Oh, Celebrity takes so much damage from that culling out of Ariete. The wild growth has to be burned. They take down another tower. And I'm going to be frank your way. This might sound a little bit brutal. Honestly, SE, if your team fighting is this bad, you didn't deserve playoffs in the first place. So I'm glad you're losing this game.
It's true. The VCS is the team fighting region. All we ever did was team fight. Nowadays, there's a little bit of good macro, sprinkles of good macro here and there as well. But in essence, it's still team fight, fist fight from start to finish. And if you can't team fight together, then, well, you're not a good team. And they haven't won against a good team since week 3, and it shows. Their early game is still the best in the league, but...
Enper caught out. I think Enper is running off full tilt right now. He's playing so
alive,
aggressively when he doesn't need to be. He has to leave the fight. Now the rest of SE are trying to make something of it, but there's a ram across the team. Nikia, that was so good. Takes Celebrity out, assassinates that man. And Dia that's Enper TPing in as they're just going to try and end the game, end the series, and keep the Wales playoffs hope alive. Enper has to go huge. He doesn't, taken down by the monkey. And Team Wales now moving forward. Nikia, that's a little bit too far, was tanking the tower. He goes down, actually gives a thrall from that Lissandra passive, but it doesn't matter when Glory finally gets his first kill. And they have the Nexus on lock. They have the series. And Wales move to